Strap on those tinfoil caps, boys and girls. Get it? Caps? Because I got a great conspiracy theory on today's Nerdist News. What the Fridays? Captain America: Civil War will not be a direct adaptation of the comic book storyline it's named after. This we know. But that hasn't stopped fans from wondering, will the movie keep the comics ending, which featured a major character death? Let's dive in. All right, first things first, we're gonna take a trip into spoiler town a little bit here. We have to. So if you're one of the 15 people who don't know who dies at the end of Civil War comics, and don't want to know, then look away, heathens, and despair. And now that that's out of the way, Empire recently ran a pretty extensive interview with Captain America's Civil War directors Joe and Anthony Russo, and they had some rather interesting things to say about how the movie will kick off and lead into the rest of Marvel's Phase 3. Here are some choice quotes. Said Joe Russo, "In Civil War, we're going to change the Marvel Cinematic Universe's psychology, and it's an extreme shift. Winter Soldier was a political thriller. This is a psychological thriller." Then Anthony chimed in, saying the movie will have a very dramatic ending that will be controversial for a lot of people. And finally, Joe presumably shoved his brother out of the way to continue with, "We look at this movie as setting the stage for Infinity War, how it starts and what condition everybody is in." Well, all right. So considering all of that, do we really think that Captain America: Civil War will end with Cap eating a bullet like he does in the comics? No, we don't. And here's why. For starters, rumor has it that the deadly event that sets the Sokovia Accords in motion in the film is a suicide bomber attack from none other than Crossbones, Captain America's killer in the comics. Kind of hard to fire a sniper rifle when you're in 250 pieces. Next up, the Russos calling the ending controversial, and yet pretty much everyone in the world is expecting Captain America to die. So is it possible that the Russos could be zigging while we expect them to zag? What I mean to say is it possible that Iron Man will be the one to die at the end of Civil War? Whoa. Let's look at the evidence. For one, it'd be a reversal of everything we've come to expect, knowing the Civil War storyline so far. Controversial! Second, this movie is supposed to change the Marvel Universe's psychology, right? Well, killing off arguably the heart and soul of the franchise, its lighthearted comedic spirit, the character who practically kicked the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe off, would certainly do that. And this is setting the stage for Infinity War, yeah? And presumably putting our heroes at their weakest before Thanos finally arrives to wreck. Well, killing off Cap, the Avengers leader, would put a dent in the team's morale, but then Iron Man would probably swoop in to take the lead and put things right. But if Captain America were to be seen as responsible for starting the conflict that killed Iron Man, our heroes would face a new level of turmoil, and they'd also lose their primary remaining connection to the world's governments, since Tony is working with them throughout Civil War. With no support, a fractured team, and one of their most heroic figures sullied, well, yeah, that would set the stage for Infinity War pretty nicely. Looking at the rest of Phase 3, one interesting thing sticks out. None of the characters in Civil War would necessarily show up again until Infinity War, with the exceptions of Spider-Man and Black Panther, whose stories will definitely be more solo origin-building affairs. The Thor movie stars the only two original Avengers sitting Civil War out, Thor and Hulk. There's a third solo origin story coming in Doctor Strange, and the Guardians of the Galaxy, well, they're in space. So I guess the Russos are pretty serious when they say that whatever state we leave our heroes in at the end of Civil War is likely to be where we find them in the next Avengers film. Brutal? Let's hope that if, and let's be honest, when, either Cap or Iron Man dies, they'll make a heroic comeback at the end of Part 1 to get us majorly hyped for Part 2. But what do you guys think? Will Iron Man or Captain America die at the end of Civil War? Will Crossbones be the one to do it? Or will something even more dramatic happen, like, will Captain America twist Iron Man's head off or something? Let's discuss. Damn, Daniel, back at it again with the pop-ons! Who do you think would win in a fight? You or me? Not like a real fight, but like a stunt fight.
Well, Jess, I'm not gonna tell you because we actually filmed that exact scenario. London Has Fallen's hitting theaters, so we teamed up with the people at Stunts 911 to pit ourselves in a battle to see who could become a bigger action star, and you can find that video right now on Nerdist.com.
Also, you're going to be periscoping live from the Spirit Awards tomorrow, am I right?
That is correct. Yeah, tomorrow we are going to be at the Independent Spirit Awards. We're going to be taking your questions live on Periscope, talking to people like Mark Ruffalo, Kate Blanchett, Idris Elba, Rooney Mara. It all kicks off at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And you can find us on Periscope, add us at username @nerdist.com. I don't know if you need the @ symbol, or @nerdist.com. I'm so used to saying it. Guys, it's gonna be super fun. And if you have questions already, tweet them to us right now @Nerdist. We wanna hear what your questions are. We're gonna be talking to people live. It's gonna be super fun.
Cool. All right, guys, check it out.
Damn, Jess!
Damn, Jess, back at it again with the f***ed up English.